Hey guys, what is up? It's Dylan from lolcoach.academy here, and I've got an account here, lolcoach academy 2, and this account's currently silver 2 on the Oceania server, and I'm just kind of playing this account to kind of show you guys that there's no real limit to how good you are and to what rank you can climb. It's all about how you play and not worrying about your teammates. So this is kind of, we're in champion select, and generally I recommend banning kind of something you don't like playing against at the moment. I'm particularly not a fan of Silas, so I usually just ban him. But yeah, the purpose of this little series I'm doing is I'm just going to go through each, I might play 1 or 2 games a week, and I'm going to play a new kind of role every episode, and I'm just going to try and show you guys the little tips and tricks you can do to make yourself accountable for your wins and losses, but also make you stop focusing on your teammates and just focusing on you as a player and what you can do to improve and climb yourself out of, whatever elo hell you're in. And so I've chosen silver because it's the majority of where players are at the moment, and so I think it's a really good one to start at because a lot of people think this is kind of elo hell and they struggle to climb out of it, but as I get into gold and plat, it's going to become more relevant for everyone else. And so just with, if you're a bronze player, you don't have to tune out, obviously. This is still going to be highly relevant to you. Silver and bronze, there's not that much difference. It's usually just a matter of games. So generally, the majority of bronze players, they just don't play enough leagues. So you'll really only see them, with 100, 150 games, and they're still in bronze. So bronze and silver are practically the same elo at the moment. So looking at the team comps, we've got, a pretty normal comp. We've got Teemo top. That's against a Yorick, so that's pretty good for Teemo as long as he doesn't get camped by the jungler. We got a really good bot lane, Tristana Lux. Really strong. I mean, an Ashe Braum, that's a glacial comp if for your TFT fans there. But Lux Triss should beat Braum Ashe as long as they kind of play that pre-6 really well, because obviously the level 6 power spike for Braum Ashe slightly outweighs the Tristana and Lux. So yeah, you can obviously skip ahead if you're, don't want to watch the champion select and loading screen and get into the game. But right now I'm looking to counter pick. So it's a Kali, so not the best thing to play against a lot of champions. Thinking what I might do. I might play a Corki, but Corki's just got nerfed, so I might just play a Cho Gath into this, which is quite a good kind of counter pick, and I really recommend you guys trying to counter pick in your comps. So I'm going to go, I think I'm going to go Grasp this game. Bone Plating, because I really like Second Wind, particularly on Cho Gath, so I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go Magic Resist. And so yeah, this is a nice little cheap shot Ultimate Hunter, so I get my ult quicker. Change to TP. Didn't make it, that's alright. Ignite's fine against Akali. So yeah, I've got a windowed border at the moment because I was playing a bit of TFT earlier. So I'll fix that once we get into game. But, so what I'm looking to do here, Akali's really strong early game, and Cho Gath, he's okay early game, but it's not really his power spike or his strongest moment. So really what I'm just trying to do here is get to level 6, avoid Sejuani ganks, so I'm going to really focus on wave management, and then try and look for a roam maybe with Kha'Zix if we go into the jungle, or if he roams, bot or top. I'm going to try and roam with him, and that'll kind of require me to have really good wave management, but also timing kind of when I'm going to push Akali in. The good thing about Cho Gath, I guess his strengths and weaknesses, his strengths are he's got really good wave clear and really good sustain. His weaknesses are very skill shot reliant, so if you kind of miss that first rupture, generally the trade's not going to go in your favor. So I actually like to take Rupture off Smartcast and put it on normal casting, so I get to check the range indicator and the AoE every time I play. Obviously, your own preference is what you want to do. I just like to do that, and I've kind of always done that, even in Diamond and above. So, I'm thinking here I might go with Orange Ring, because I'm not too scared of Akali. I'm just going to change that Rupture. We're probably not going to do an invade because Teemo's already top, but what I like to do is when our junglers and bot lane aren't AFK, I like to sit here because I cover here, here, and then generally your team will cover the rest. Obviously Sejuani could come up and take his red buff, but I don't think that's going to be the case this game because it's a Sejuani versus Kha'Zix, so the risk, I guess, just isn't worth it. So pre-6, what I'm aiming to do in this lane, and this is something you should all think about whenever you get into the game, is, okay, I'm versing whoever, X-champion, what do I do in this lane to make sure I'm in the best possible position into mid-game and late game? And so for me, Cho Gath into Akali, Cho Gath is, as I said, really good with sustain and just kind of sitting in lane for forever, and whereas Akali's kind of on a time limit here. She really wants to kill pre-6 so she can actually, you know, really take over the early to mid game because she does drop off late game. The good thing for her, I guess, is our team comp is quite squishy besides me, so she will be able to one-shot a lot of my teammates. So Akali's looking for a Shuriken on me and for CS, so what I like to do is just not go up to CS and just keep the movement really unpredictable. So I won't kill her there, but I will send her back to base, and she has a Doran's Blade. So she missed a Shuriken, and so I went for the really aggressive fight there. I could have gone for a flash, but it just wouldn't have been worth it. There we go, burn a flash for no reason. So again, she doesn't have TP, so she's actually quite screwed here. I'm going to obviously try and kill her here, but I'm not going to force it. Because I really have the upper hand here. Even if I don't get the kill, she's missing a lot of CS for this. So again, I'm in no rush here, no urgency. I'm going to ward my top side soon when I get a chance so I don't miss any CS. Just because Sejuani could be coming soon. Obviously Sejuani's there. I could look for a rotation. But the good thing is my lane has won it on their own. So I don't really need to worry. So I've already got a double CS lead here. And I'm going to max Q here because I've got an early lane advantage. Usually if the lanes are closer than this, I will go E for that kind of slow skirmish. But here I'm looking pretty good here. I'm really just focusing on CS at the moment because Akali's on the ticking time bomb. So again, she's under pressure here, I'm not. Ignite's up in 50 seconds, so if I can keep her here, I will. Because I really wanted to stay at least until 40 seconds and then I can go for a kill. So 20 more seconds if I can get her to stay. And there we go, you get the kill. She was super greedy there. That kill was kind of inevitable, and as you noticed, I didn't have to rush it. Super calm. Probably could have got that kill maybe 2 minutes earlier, but I would have had to burn my flash, and I really don't want to do that. So I'm in a really good position now. I got my first feast stack, got my first ultimate hunter stack. So my ult's already on a pretty short, or relatively short cooldown. I'm going to look to kind of roam top when I can. Because I'm versing a Kali, I'm thinking I might go a Catalyst here, and then put it into a Abyssal Mask. Obviously it depends on how the lane goes. I could change it into a Rod if I do kind of continue this bullying. Now, I don't like to force junglers to gank, but I will kind of help them out as much as possible. So if they are looking to gank, I'll ping where wards are. I'll also let them know the summoners. And now I'm going to freeze this because, again, Cho Gath is in no rush. He just infinitely scales here, especially outscales Akali. So now Akali's going to probably have to back. Not too concerned about missing CS here, because again, I've got the lead. Again, she can have those trades. I don't mind. She's again losing CS, 21 to 47, as you can see. And I'm not doing anything special, you'll notice here. I'm just kind of using my aggression. And there we go. So again, she keeps trying to trade pre-6, which is a really bad mistake. So as I said earlier, Akali's kind of on a ticking time bomb here, where she really needs to win this lane, or it all goes downhill for her. So I did see Akali come here earlier, so I did assume this could be warded. I might go for the scuttle here, seeing as I don't have anything better to do. I might even help Kha'Zix here. I'll just help him. Now, I could have pushed my wave in here. It did naturally push. I probably should have, to be honest, but I was really looking for that top lane roam. Again, Akali can have those trades, because I'm going to back after this. Now, because Kha'Zix is in there, I'm just going to sit here, and then I can rotate for him. But because mid lane and top lane aren't reacting to this, this looks quite uncontested. Now, although that interrupted my back timer, I knew it was quite a good position to stay because 1, I was protecting Kha'Zix, and 2, we saw Akali roam bot lane, which made me go, okay, I'm going to have to punish her for doing that. So that's basically what I did. I'm going to go a bit greedy this game because obviously, while I am trying to make this educational, I still want to win the game. So I'm going for a Rod of Aegis with the idea to kind of maybe transition into a bit more AP heavy, depending on how well my team does in the next 5 or so minutes, because obviously Cho Gath can do a lot of damage, but I'd rather not. And so here I'm just pinging for teammates that again, wave is in a perfect spot here. Akali pressured, see? She's feeling the heat. 39 to 71, so the CS is right where I want it at the moment. Obviously I'm going to have to push this a little bit, but she's pretty much screwed here. So again, I can just freeze this. Again, that's fine. If she wants to go for those trades, she can, but she knows now, well, she still doesn't, but she knows she will lose them. Or at least I know she'll lose them. So again, I could have done a flash there into silence, into ignite ult, but again, I don't have to force anything in this matchup, so that's the really good thing here. Stopping her back again. Not only does this interrupt her kind of wave management, it also tilts players a lot when you interrupt, because I'm sure you've been interrupted before and you know how kind of annoying that is. So here I'm going to get a free... yeah, I should get a free plating here. I can look to roam, but he's looking pretty good here. So I am going to rotate here. Obviously Yorick's coming down, so we will have to be careful of this. However, we are pretty safe. So another good thing about when you own the top lane, your lane, is that you can roam and not get punished for it. So Kha'Zix wants me to go back mid, obviously. I'm not too concerned. Again, Akali isn't too sure about how she should be wave managing. Again, she doesn't win these. Again, she can do whatever she wants here. Now it is a catapult wave, so I could... Now she does have actually kill potential on me here. Especially if I keep missing CS. So I am respecting her because once again... An easy dodge. So while she does get the kill there, we do get the reset. That was a bit bad by me because I didn't estimate her damage there. So a little bit of disrespect from me, and I guess that's kind of a natural thing because I was beating her in lane so much, and that kind of just shows you that even someone who's very kind of calculated in their laning phase can just kind of make a little mistake by thinking they're a lot more ahead than they actually are. So they do get the shutdown for that, so probably not worth that 1-for-1. If Kha'Zix can get the kill here. There we go. So it's all fine. Again, the good thing is I still have a nice gold lead, so not too concerned that the shutdown's there because I am still ahead. And we do have vision on their blue buff now. So we are in quite a good position. I've got a relatively early rower. So a bit unlucky here. I saw Yorick rotating here, so I knew I couldn't come up here. Ideally, I would have liked to give the kill to Braum, but Sejuani did get the kill here. I did rotate down here because one, I knew this mid turret was gone, but two, I kind of wanted to get as much map influence as I could. So really bad mistake by me. Obviously, I didn't see bot lane had roamed, which is a little bit of a mistake, but I am now on 1.6k gold. So I'm thinking I might go Azonia's just because Azonia's is super annoying to play against as an Akali. Good thing is I have 4 feast stacks and one of them's from a champion, so I still have 2 more on minions, and then I can get the next dragon with my feast, which I'm aiming to do because that doesn't count towards your minion feast stacks. So here, I could... So I'm going to put a ward here because we want this dragon. And I've got my pink ward still here, and notice I'm just going to keep this because at the moment that control ward is more useful than anywhere else I could put it. Now I'm going to wait. Hopefully Akali will come up here. So I do want the feast here. Again, I'm just tanking now for the team. I did have a stopwatch there, so if I was in trouble. Again, that's now a free turret. So it's funny how the game can change so quickly. But that was really all just, we all wanted dragon, we communicated it well, and we all kind of executed on it. So really good outcome there. I wasn't actually expecting that outcome. I was thinking we'd just get an uncontested drag, but Braum did want to try and secure vision, which was probably the downfall for his entire team. And it is just a mountain, and when you're as behind as these guys are, you really shouldn't be caring too much about trying to get a mountain drag, because it can end up in a situation like that where they end up doing a lot worse than they were if they had have just let us get it for free. So really good there for us and for my team. And you know, obviously a lot of us, we complain about low elo, bad teammates. This game, you know, I've had really good teammates, particularly jungle and bot lane. Notice I haven't talked to anyone yet. Whenever someone does start flaming, I usually mute them individually, and then if the whole team starts breaking down, I either try and control it myself by typing, or I just let it. I just mute all and just focus on my own game. So I'm going to take a rupture feast stack here because I still do want my. I still do want my max stacks as soon as possible. Again, I'm in no rush here. My ult is now on a 59-second cooldown, so eventually this will get down even further. So we didn't need to force anything here. I don't need a flash. And now we just group. So this sedge, I'll just ping. Let's just get turret. Obviously I want us just to get turret. Diving, even though at 18 minutes with this much of a lead, it can work out. The kind of risk versus reward isn't really worth it with a 1-4 sedge. So now this is a free kill. I tank for Cho Gath, hopefully to get out. And then all good. Ping for my team to back. We can actually turn this if we need to. Again, that was a little bit greedy from me. I definitely didn't need to do that. I'm trying to bait something here. Probably won't get it. So I do have 4 minions trump 3 champions, which is quite good. I am going to take this blue buff. Actually, I should just back. I'm on 12k. Actually, I will rotate. Being a bit greedy here, but I do have flash, and I have my feast stack up. So I am worried Akali might jump over here randomly, but we are pretty safe on a control ward. Obviously Lux is 4-0, so that Akali probably wouldn't have had the best time if she did jump over. There's quite a few things I could build here, but because we have a lead, but we don't have a tank, I'm thinking I might start to build tank now. I do have enough AP. Actually, I'm going to go something a little bit niche here. So I do really want cooldown. on Cho Gath, so I obviously can get my feasts off quicker, and cooldown stacks really nicely with Ultimate Hunter. Just in case this game does get out of hand because it's low elo, I'm just thinking long game just instead, because I've got 3 carries who will always do more damage than a Cho Gath, who are doing really well at the moment, so I'm relying on them to be the damage output at the moment, and I'm going to slowly transition into a tank, but also kind of more of a utility where I can catch people out of position with Twin Shadows, and then we can get kind of easy objectives. This Teemo's got to watch out because Yorick is miss. I could look this... Nah, that Teemo's dead. So, this is a little bit of a risky call. However, we are going for it. They should get this, and I'm just going to stop. My job here is, obviously I can help them, but I'm also just going to stop them. Now they're probably going to try and group mid here. We do need some defense bot lane. Kha'Zix is going to go down. I might rotate as well. So it's a bit annoying Yorick got the turret there. I'm pinging. I've got Zhonya's, so I am pretty safe here. Now I'm pretty tanky here. Really can't take damage. They've given up. We can just end through mid. So I guess maybe it was a coin flip. I got the good teammates this game, but a super easy win for us. Again, I didn't have to force anything mid lane to get this win, and so sometimes you really don't have to do anything like that. I guess my biggest mistakes were, one, when we got Rift Herald, Kha'Zix put it mid, I went for a really greedy play on the Sejuani, trying to obviously steal a blue buff when I didn't have Flash or Feast, and so particularly post-game analysis, after you finish the game, it's really good to reflect on what you did well and what you did bad, and also kind of understand why you died, and understand that it was most likely your fault you died, particularly when you're a solo laner. So for this game, I'm probably going to have to give it to Kha'Zix because he did control the jungle tempo really well, kept Sejuani really out of the game, and that's kind of his job, particularly early game, because he has such a good lane advantage. So, obviously I was 7-2 and 5. Kill participation was okay. Could have been a lot higher given we had 25 kills and I only got 5 of the 30 assists. So really I was only in 12 out of 25, so a bit under a 50 kill participation ratio. Now obviously Lux and Kha'Zix were getting a lot of solo kill, Kha'Zix was getting quite a lot of solo kills, which meant I probably couldn't have got a kill participation much higher. I was grouping with my team when I could. So, pretty good overall game besides those 2 deaths where I disrespected Akali under my turret and then went greedy and went for the blue buff. So just going to look at damage pretty quickly. Obviously, when a game ends, in 20 minutes, Cho Gath is generally going to do the most damage because he has a true damage feast. And although I was in under 50% of our actual kills, I did end up getting the most damage. And that was really through my mid lane pressuring of Akali, as well as my grouping for team fights, and just the raw output damage that Cho Gath has when you go Russia, Roa into Zhonya's. Healing done, good stats here, total damage, shield bash, bit silly on Cho Gath. Obviously I was thinking, with a Lux this could really work, but generally I should have just gone Demolish there, although I guess Demolish wouldn't have made that much difference this game. Something I really like to point out that people really underestimate is the healing second wind gives. So just in a 22-minute game, I healed more from second wind than I healed from my grasp, and that's a primary keystone versus secondary keystone. Obviously, Grasp has the bonus of doing damage, but second wind, particularly against champions who like to skirmish and poke like an Akali, works really well, much better than bone plating. Bone plating is really only if you're kind of a mage and you're a bit scared of getting bursted down in quick succession, but because Cho Gath can usually tank any kind of assassin, a second wind is usually much better. And again, Revitalize, giving you 5% healing, additional healing effects, and then that obviously increases as you get lower health. Really good. Out-healed my Grasp of the Undying, which kind of shows the nerfs to Grasp of the Undying, but also the usefulness of Revitalize. And again, cheap shot. Something a lot of Cho Gath players don't go, but it kind of synergizes so well with Ultimate Hunter and your E and your Q that it's a really good one and just like a nice extra source of damage output. So 470 damage in 22 minutes, not that bad. Obviously my Grasp did 700, but still a pretty good result. So overall this game was pretty good, and it kind of highlighted, sometimes you get bad teammates, such as these guys who are obviously flaming each other in chat and then post-game lobby, but sometimes you get really good teams and you don't actually have to, force yourself to carry the game. Even though I did quite well, I didn't have to force myself to win this game. I let, Kha'Zix kind of lead it, and then we all just followed as a team. Lux and Tristana were kind of doing their own thing. Teemo held his ground, relatively okay against a Yorick. Again, I actually thought Teemo should have won that lane, but I think he just kind of got scared maybe early game or out-pressured maybe by Sejuani. So really good game, guys, and I hope you learnt something there. And again, the real focus of this one is that you shouldn't be focusing on your teammates and what they're doing. Well, you should be actually, but you shouldn't be blaming them for your mistakes, your deaths, and for the loss of the game every time, because generally you could have done something different just as much as they could have. So I'll see you guys next time.